What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Viall Files. I am your host, Nick. That's right, my name's Nick. Nick Viall.
Nicholas.
Chrissy, my producer, who's currently in Montana, getting that D.
I mean, yes, I am here. So I'm a little out of the loop on things.
That's fine. That's fine. Great episode today with the very wonderful Krishel, who kicked butt last night on Dancing with the Stars. Her partner, Gleb, arguably the hottest man in the world.
The hottest man on Dancing with the Stars. I've met Gleb so many times. He's like it takes your breath away when you're in front of him.
No, he's what Nikki Glazer talked about when she had Gleb. He's just a beautiful human. Like, he's
a nice
gorgeous
guy. But he's also
hot.
Got he's just nice too.
There's like hot, and then there's just like he was made in a lab hot. Like, it's not like, it's anyways, he's hot. So
he's hot.
I get that.
And he's nice.
I get that pairing. Is he I know he was married with kids. Is he still married? I don't keep up with his relationship.
There was a little bit of a scandal.
There's a bit of a, so maybe
I thought they stayed together. Yeah.
Krishel recently, maybe there's I don't know. Caitlin did well. Congratulations to her. Carole's a little cuckoo. We all knew that.
You lived for every moment of that, Carole.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, and then wild, Carole's first husband's family took out an ad trying to find the information on his mysterious death. What a savage move by Carole's family. Like, they took out an ad that aired during Dancing with the Stars.
That's so amazing.
If you know who killed our husband, our father,
send it our way, America.
Carole. Wow. Oh, what a win for ABC.
At least it wasn't another political ad.
What a win. Also, Chris Evans posting dick pics and becoming even more lovable.
Oh my God.
What power? What power?
But who doesn't want to see Chris Evans's?
It's always a great question. Is if you accidentally released a dick pic, would it be good for you? Would it be bad for you? I mean, that really could be the sign how to measure any guy, maybe. And again, this has to be accidental. This can't be I'm gonna sending a dick pic. Gross. But what if you somehow just someone goes and does it, they do it to try to screw you over, but everyone's like, oh, what a beautiful cock. What if that, I don't know. Who knows?
He should be a model.
Anyways, apparently his dick is going to get everyone to vote. So go out and vote November 3rd.
Go out and vote November 3rd. Do it for Chris Evans' dick.
Good for Chris Evans. On a
so ridiculous.
On a little somber note, obviously most of you in Bachelor Nation have heard of this kind of unfortunate, I guess call it drama or situation between Cassie and Colton. Cassie filed for a restraining order against Colton. It was, I don't know if it's called approved by the judge. It was issued. It was... so really disappointing stuff. I only want to mention it it's been a bit troubling seeing some of the reactions, some of the information that's been put out there, quote unquote, from Colton's side. Listen, what I know is that these allegations are serious. From what I understand, talking to very reliable sources, they're very real. Yeah. The stuff that's coming from, it's a source close to Colton. Usually when it's a source close to the person with stuff like this, it's 99% that person or their mom.
Yeah.
Or someone's writing, But besides the fact, what I find troubling about some of these responses that you've seen out there, they seem to be weird justifications and not denials. It's almost as if it's information being leaked to almost suggest that Cassie somehow has alternative motives, that it's she was doing things to almost justify these actions. It's troubling.
To deserve.
Yeah. all I know, like I'll say this about Cassie. I've interacted with her a few times. Any idea that she likes attention or does things for attention is just simply not true. You don't even have to take my word for it. What has Cassie done in the past year and a half that would suggest that she is attention hungry? She's very under the radar. She's very low key. She doesn't
private.
She's very private. She could be doing a ton more interviews or podcasts. She just hasn't done that. Even issuing the restraining order, like it was done on a Friday. Like spoiler on press. If you have something that's going to happen, news that you know is it's going to get out one way or the other, and you're trying to have the little amount of attention on it, you do that on a Friday. You don't. Yeah. So I know this. What I know from very reliable sources, this was a last resort. It's a very real thing. It's very sad, and it's something that she was left with no other choice. This information about this reality TV show that her and Colton were filming, and that somehow it was her and her family's project, and Colton kind of reluctantly went along with it and then removed himself, is literally the opposite. The information that has been reported is, I don't know, you can call it a lie or untrue. I don't know, But it was, I say this with a lot of confidence, again, coming from someone involved in the situation. It was a project that was presented to Cassie by Colton through a production company that Colton was working with and made the introduction to Cassie. And then when some of these kind of very disturbing and kind of unforgivable acts happened, she was the one who removed herself from this project, not Colton. Not that any of that matters in the sense of a justification for these things, but again, like, these are serious. Any talk about Cassie doing this for attention is just wrong. And so I've seen a couple of those comments out there. And so I just think it's important that people understand that about Cassie. It's just silly and not true. And again, this is a very unfortunate situation. I hope the best for the both of them. And I hope things get resolved. But it is sad and unfortunate, but I just didn't like what I was seeing out there in regards to some people trying to justify this or defend, Colton, or suggest that she has alternative motives. It's just not true. So, anywho, Krishel, what a wonderful lady. You guys will really enjoy this conversation. I know I did.
She's so sweet.
Killing on Dance with the Stars. I love, we get some really fun takes from her. And so we'll just let you listen to it. So let's just get to Krishel. How's it going, Krishel? Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Very excited to have you on. Is this your first podcast you've done recently?
Recently, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe not your first ever, but a lot of things have changed for you in the past year. It's safe to say.
I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
I think that's.
You are on Dancing with the Stars, which is very exciting. So congratulations to that. I think I kind of want to start with that because we're in the midst of the season kicking off. This is such a different year, obviously, for so many reasons. 2020 in general, Dancing with the Stars is no different. When I was on it, obviously you had the audience. COVID wasn't happening. I'm honestly curious, what has it been like in terms of your experience? Can you kind of let some of the people know, how is Dancing with the Stars, dealing with COVID?
So I will say, there's an element that I don't have anything to compare it to because I don't know any different. But that being said, obviously, there's certain pros to it. I think it might be a little less nerve-wracking to not have the live audience. But that being said, maybe there's an element that might feel like it's missing. I'm not sure. But they've been, it's weird. You can take your mask off and be with your partner, which is great because then all of a sudden it feels like when you're in the studio, it's like nothing has changed.
Sure.
COVID doesn't exist. You're getting tested Monday through Friday. But then as soon as you step outside of your own little pod, they don't want one domino going and knocking them all down. So you have to keep masks on and social distance with the other contestants, which suck because, you're excited. You want to meet other people. And you I haven't even seen anyone without their mask on unless it's through Zoom. So it's just kind of interesting. And I do have to say, as research in doing your podcast, I saw your rumba last night. Okay.
Did you?
Your what?
That and Pinocchio was my best dance.
That was like very impressive.
Oh, your dance.
My dance. Thank you, Krishel.
Yeah. I mean, could you still do that if you try?
I think so. Yeah. I did do that particular dance like 3 or 4 times. It's been a while, but I think so.
What like for you to try and pull that back out?
I loved my experience on Dancing with the Stars. I would totally come back. And it's interesting that you're kind of curious of how the lack of audience will impact your experience. It's fun. Like if I could go back, I wish I relaxed quicker. Like I was nervous. I didn't have a lot of performance experience before I went, so the live studio audience was very nerve-wracking for me. And so it took me a while to just relax and have fun. I always did better at rehearsal, which is basically your rehearsal is going to be pretty much the same. Your dress rehearsal will be the same as your performance, because the difference between my experience between the two were one had a live studio audience and the other didn't. So it'd be kind of curious. But when I did well, the live studio audience was like, it was cool to have them clap, so that you'll miss, but the nerves, I wonder how that'll impact do you have a lot of performance experience in front of a live studio or dancing experience? Like what is your expertise?
No dancing experience, but I have performed before. I've done a lot of like theater and plays, and there is an energy to the crowd that it can work in your favor. But then again, it can also do the opposite. So, I think it's like, it's interesting. I mean, none of us know what we're in for. It's a totally different scenario. I don't even know, like, when they're hosting it, like, are we going to be really far away from, even the hosts themselves? I have no idea. But yeah, I think that it will, I think we're all going to try and figure it out as we go.
How, so you said you haven't really been able to talk to anyone without mask on, but have you been able to interact with some of your competitors in person at all?
Like Nick Sachs?
I'm more really curious. I want to know about Carole.
Oh, you want to know about Carole?
Okay. So I met Carole. So I met her. She had this full blown outfit on that was amazing.
Can you describe it?
I'm just gonna ask her, and so I'll pull it up. I was like, Carole, nice to meet you. We have masks on. We're in the middle of we were far away, but I just asked her. I was like, can I get a picture with you? And here you go. That's me and Carole Baskin.
Oh my God.
It's a full outfit.
Lori.
She's a full cat.
Her outfit. And so
what is she like?
The peak 2020 moment, I feel like, of all time.
Like, what was she like? Can you?
She was a little, I'm going to say maybe she was just worried, about COVID and getting too close to me because I was asking you to take a picture. And, so it seemed a little awkward, but I think so I don't know how to answer that properly.
She has a lot of she has a lot of history and rumors about ex-husbands. I wonder if she gave you like a wink and a nod, or they slipped you a couple pointers maybe, and you're nothing like that. No.
Yeah, I was like giving her the eye, like No?
So like, what's up? Like what?
So how do you feed humans?
How do you get rid of people you don't like? Maybe.
I know. I mean, I should have asked her for some tips. Who
else have you got a chance to meet?
So I think I've met pretty much everyone except for Nelly, which is someone I'm really looking forward to meeting.
Yeah,
I can't meet him, and I haven't met him yet. But I think I've met everyone else so far.
Yeah, I got to say that's a very cool part of being on the show is they get your stars from all different walks of life. For me, it was Mr. T, Chris Kattan, Nancy Kerrigan. I was just like, oh my God, I remember watching you as a kid. There were so many kind of cool experiences to interact, and that's been a lot of fun. Were you starstruck by anyone other than, I know you haven't been able to meet Nelly yet, but.
Yeah, no, I think that is the one that I would be most excited to meet. And in fact, I did see him in one of the rooms, and I like went to like, oh, I'm going to say hi. And then I kind of chickened out and I went back in my rehearsal room. So I guess that was me being that way. I should have just, next time I see him, I'm going to introduce him.
What's Nelly's relationship status?
Oh,
do we know? I mean, we could use some Chrishell Nelly rumors, you know.
Oh, someone Google it.
Dance with the Stars loves a good kind of romance scandal. I mean, you are right now. I mean, do you have any update on your relationship life? Are you like a total free agent, or are you kind of being like, it's complicated and secretive like I always am?
You know, once I get to a place where I have something to be secretive about, I probably will be. But right now, I'm very happy to say I'm a free agent. Right. I'm also like dancing so many hours a day. There's no time for anything.
So
but
Nelly,
he's married.
Oh, Nelly's married. Okay, sorry, Nelly's off limits
since 2014.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, I'm glad they're happy. I don't mean.
I
don't mean to make it sound like, oh, he's married.
Just in case Nelly's wife's a big listener of the Viall Files. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, how do you feel you're going to do? Are you nervous, or do you feel like you're going to do well? I don't.
Okay. So I feel like as of 2 days ago, I feel like something did click with my brain where I feel like, okay, like at least I know what I'm doing as far as like from the beginning of the routine to the end. Before that, it was such a mess that I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. Now I feel like, okay, now I'm excited. Now I have a lot of things to clean up. I don't know if that's going to translate to, I think I'm going to do well. I feel like we'll see like how well I pick this up. Right now I'm going from zero experience. And in just a week I have really, I am proud of myself, but when I see people like, you know, Johnny Weir, I mean, I don't see how it would even be possible to beat somebody like that.
So here's the thing. You don't have to be a better dancer than Johnny Weir. Johnny Weir's biggest disadvantage he has going into this whole thing is that everyone expects him to be really good at dancing. So he actually has that going against him. Now, Johnny Weir is very entertaining and is a delightful human being. So that's what he had. So what's your, other than dancing, what's your like story? I mean, is it the looking for love? It's been a tough year, you know?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to, I'm excited to kind of honor my mom, and I know that we're going to be doing that in some capacity, which I'm happy about, because I know in saying yes to this, it's something that she 100% would have wanted me to do.
Yeah. And
so I know that's something we're going to be doing. And then as far as like my story, I mean, there are certain things that I've told them that I'm open to talking about. I don't know. I think they wait to see how long you're there to see what all they're going to cover. So, I have come from a really rough background just growing up. I've been pretty open with the fact that we were homeless a couple like large stints growing up. And so that's something that I do talk about openly on Selling Sunset too, just because I just feel like it's something that even though it's uncomfortable, if I push myself to talk about it, it can help other people kind of see, like, I wasn't born into the life that I live now. Quite the opposite. So.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely is inspirational, both from a actual humanity standpoint. Also great for Dancing with the Stars. lean,
so strategic over here.
And I want you to do well. I mean, now
I see why you always make it to the end of some other shows.
What, are you? This is just like revision. I didn't do that as much on Dancing with the Stars. I was too focused on the dancing. But people always, it's like, because I did Dancing with the Stars, people are like, oh, do you have any advice for so-and-so? And it's always like, nah, what am I going to say? But it's always like, it's as corny as I is, just have a fun. Like, I honestly wish I would have just
Was you in your head?
Yeah. You know, I really wanted to do well, and I'm competitive, and I wish I would have just had more. I mean, PETA and I had a ton of fun at practice, and we joked around. But even on the performance nights, I wish I would have just goofed around a little bit more. Mental health is extraordinarily important, and BetterHelp is helping us get there. I'm working through some issues with my therapist, and you can too. What a win. BetterHelp is truly an amazing thing. Now more than ever, COVID, staying at home, man, shit makes us anxious, depressed sometimes. BetterHelp is there for you. It's always an obstacle, kind of taking that step to talking to a healthcare professional to help deal with your mental health. And sometimes just finding the right doctor, a professional to talk to is the biggest hurdle. They do a great job of helping you assess your needs
and matching you with the right
matching you with someone. And you can do it out of the comfort of your home. You don't have to leave. You can do it on your phone, your computer. There's a wide range of experts available, which may not be locally available in many areas. They serve all these needs for clients around the world. Super easy. If you don't love the person they align you with first, you can always change, no problem. It's they make the whole process so easy and seamless. They don't want finding therapy to be a challenge, and they really do take care of that for you. I've recommended it to friends. They love it. I truly recommend you trying it. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that special offer for all the Viall File listeners. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/Viall Files. That's VIALLFILES. BetterHelp.com/VIALLFILES. Visit BetterHelp.com/Viall Files. That's better, HELP, and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. Oh, so many experts available to you right now with a masterclass. Be a master, take a class.
Be a master, that's your thing.
Masterclass. I absolutely love it. I've been using it for almost a year now. Learning about photography, learning about dog training, communication.
I just gifted it for the first time to someone.
Have you?
Yeah, I just gave it as a birthday gift.
Art
they
of
were
Negotiation.
Obsessed. Art of Negotiation is a good one. You can do the Tony Hawk thing.
Tony Hawk, learn how to skateboard like Tony Hawk.
I love me a good shark.
Jed Apatow's teaching you about comedy. You have access to all these like
Martin Scorsese
teaching you how to make films.
Christina Aguilera teaching you how to sing. Stop it.
It's amazing.
It is. It's actually a really good gift.
And it's really done in such an elegant way where you really feel like you're part of the class. It's very immersive. I think it's incredible. I've given it a gift. I use it myself. I have been using Masterclass long before they were a friend of our show. So it was truly something I enjoyed on my own. With Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. With over 85 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. Be a master. Take a class with Masterclass. I highly recommend it, so check it out. Get unlimited access to every masterclass, and as a Viall File listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. Go to masterclass.com/VIALL. That's masterclass.com/VIALL for 15% off your masterclass.
Yeah, well, I will say that's kind of what I like so far. I've just had the best time. Same thing in rehearsals. I mean, it's like we're constantly laughing and constantly just having so much fun. So I feel like that I'm definitely going to get, as far as how far I'll get towards the mirror ball. I mean, who knows?
Gotcha. Did you, there's a lot of reasons I feel like we should have met in person up until now, before now. Now we haven't met in person. We're meeting virtually, but, did you know recently you did a movie called, Stage Killer?
I did.
Yeah. I was offered the lead role opposite of you, the guy who was supposed to kill you. And I turned it down, but it was like, I auditioned for it. They offered me the role. I won't get into the why I turned it down, but I do remember they said like you were going to be my co-star. And I was like, oh, okay. I know her. And then I ended up not doing it, but Yeah, we would have.
You would have murdered me.
I would have murdered you. We would have performed together. We could have had this. We might be best friends right now.
Where did that film? Oh, Buffalo, New York. You would have been
entirely possible had we done that movie. I could have been the reason your marriage ended and not the other way around.
The endless possibilities.
It's
the endless possibilities.
Endless possibilities. So I was always looking forward to like bumping into you at some day and be like, hey, we could have made a movie together. But I turned it down. How was that experience?
I like those experiences because they're quick, they're fast, and they're really immersive. It's kind of, I feel like it's similar to what I just threw myself into with dancing. It's just like all of a sudden you go from 0 to 100 in the course of 2 or 3 weeks. It's over. And so you feel like it's like a camp family vibe. And then all of a sudden you never see each other again.
Yeah. Totally.
But it's fun.
Yeah, I've been dying to run into you and tell you that.
That is so funny. I didn't
know if you ever like knew that, or maybe it's like,
No, they never told me that. Are you? So you're an actor? I didn't. Even
I've been acting and studying for the past 4 years. I've had some roles. I've been lucky enough, and I'm trying to be smart with certain things and behind the scenes. But yeah, I guess I've acted. I've been paid to act. I'm reluctant to refer to myself
as an actor.
I don't want to disrespect like Leo.
Nick, you're not doing The Revenant tomorrow?
We're basically the same.
Basically, you and Leo.
Basically the same. I love it.
So I wanted to get into, obviously, Selling Sunset's been thriving. I just bought a house.
Congratulations.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm meeting you too late. This sucks. I could have, if I met you a little bit
Another
before.
way we could have also met before and became best friends. You could have sold me a house. How did you get into real estate?
Well, if you decide to sell, if we do season 4, there you go.
Okay.
But I got into real estate because I got written off of Days of Our Lives. And it was, the first time I was on All My Children and the show got canceled. That was the first time I went where I was looking for a job, but then I booked Days of Our Lives. So the second time I lost my job on a soap, I was like, okay, I'm tired of this. I don't like not being in charge of, when I work and what I do. So I need a backup plan. And so I went and got my real estate license. And then as the world works, as soon as I started doing really well in real estate, and then, Selling Sunset came along, then Days of Our Lives wrote me back into the show. And so it was like I went from 0 to like everything all at once. But I guess that's how it works.
That's great. And so how did Selling Sunset, like, how did they like, oh, Krishel, she's like actor, also does real estate. Like, how did that all happen?
Yeah. So they kind of had a show. I guess they pitched it without me to Bravo a long time ago. And then the person over at Bravo went over to Netflix, and she remembered this pilot that didn't work. It was about a real estate agency. And so Adam DeVello, who did The Hills, he was going to try and, rework it. And so he approached me about, joining this new real estate company. And so, I did my research on Adam. He basically created the genre of this docu-soap type of, series. And so it was exciting just because, what did I have to lose? I was, just doing a few deals, in the Valley and so I was kind of like, okay, let's do it. And little did I know at the time what I'd actually be signing up for at the time. This was like, I had no personal drama. I get along with everybody. I sell a few houses every once in a while. Like, sure, I'll do a TV show about, real estate and try and like make it more of a full-time gig. Okay. What could go wrong?
I don't feel like anything's gone wrong.
I don't think anything's gone wrong.
Nothing's gone wrong. I'm just saying I certainly wouldn't have ever,
Imagine.
had a vision for where it's now, where we are now.
Yeah.
But I am grateful for everything that it's, brought about.
Sure.
It's just
Chrissy Teigen has recently obviously made some comments about Selling Sunset and its authenticity. Do you have any comments on that or rebuttals?
Yeah, listen, I have 3 listings right now. And so unless she is coming to my actual listing, and a lot of times it's, now that I'm on Dancing with the Stars, I have associates show it for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't physically be there to show it to them all the time now. But it's like you can look it up. I have a license number. You can see what my listings are. I can literally point to one like down the street. So, you know, yeah, I don't know what to tell her except that, yeah, I'm not one of the moguls out here with like 50 listings,
Sure.
but I have 3. One's a 5 million, one's a 2 million, you know, like they're bigger like things, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it's you know, I've been watching Selling Sunset. It's definitely a different type of reality TV than say The Bachelor.
Right. But it is very Laguna, like the creator.
Yeah, some of the conversations, I'm like, okay, I don't know what's all right. My favorite part was I think it was like a season 2. It was like one of the times where you guys will go to the house. I don't think you were in this scene, and like the other real estate agent is like on a fake business phone call. Those are always my favorite, where they like tell a guy to be like, get on, pretend you're talking to someone. You don't have to comment, Krishel. You mentioned how you get along with everyone, and I will say I've noticed watching that you seem to get along with everyone the most, where some of your co-stars, your peers, seem to be thriving that element, and you're a little bit nicer. I mean, not mean. They're not that mean, but
maybe more abrasive.
You have it seems like it is a priority for you to be pleasant and nice to everyone. So yeah, I definitely noticed that, but some of your co-stars, not so much.
I mean, I try, just, you know, I feel like, I don't know. I've worked on soap, so I've worked with some real divas, and I've actually never had an issue with, you know, anyone that I've worked with where I couldn't work with them.
Uh-huh.
This show has been different.
Some real divas. Biggest diva?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's no secret if you watch the show. You know, some of the antics behind the camera are worse than what you see on camera, because
I believe that. Yeah.
From doing TV, like there's a lot of hours, one, that don't make the cut, and 2, that you see or interact with these people when, you know, the camera, before you mic up or whatever the case may be, where a lot of behavior is going on behind the scenes.
Brush.
Hey,
you know what's important? Brushing your teeth.
Yes.
You know, it's important too, flossing, but a lot of us don't do that. And the brush it's like, it gets in there.
The brush is kind of insane.
It's kind of insane. It also looks good. It's easy to carry. It's perfect
sleek.
For traveling. It's
it's got that cool travel pack I've been using.
I've been using my brush for some time now, and I tell you what, it's pretty great. Brush is also the sound your mouth makes while your teeth are scrubbed at 31,000 brush movements a minute. What?
That's like
100 times faster than the manual brushing. I can't even comprehend that. Brush gives you a dentist quality cleaning in just 2 minutes without the costly markups other brands add. Ran it by my dentist brother. He gave me the old dentist thumbs up. The kind that makes you call mom to say, I found the one.
And you're talking about
Brush. Yeah. I was like, Mom.
It is kind of incredible. The setting. Mine's pink, by the way.
Mine's black. With a 90-day risk-free return period, hundreds of 5-star reviews, and a 2-year warranty, there is no need to take my word for it, even though you should. Just go ahead and try it yourself. Brush has advanced features you'll love, like 6 unique cleaning modes, smart timer, and quad pacer, 4-week battery life, magnetic USB power charging station, and a sleek carrying case for easy traveling. Great. Get 15% off your Brush kit when you use promo code VIALL at Brush.com. That's BRUUSH.com. Promo code VIALL.
Don't have to go to the grocery store anymore now that you got a new house.
I love tasty foods. I love making things in the kitchen. I'm a new homeowner, and I'm cooking up a storm with
Are you going to be like
Fresh.
Cooking crazy in your new kitchen like that?
Hells yeah, I'm going to be cooking crazy with Hello Fresh, baby. The point is you have flexibility with the food that they send you. Their food is easy to make. It's delicious. It's healthy for you. And did I mention it's good and easy to make?
Yeah, it's good and easy to make.
With less than, most of their meals is less than 30 minutes in prep time. You can save 40% using HelloFresh versus shopping at your local grocery store, and it's more convenient too. HelloFresh gourmet recipes like their balsamic fig sirloin are over 60% cheaper than the average meal out. So you can enjoy a restaurant quality dinner for less. That is amazing. I love it. I love a bunch of their recipes, their chicken quesadillas. Amazing. Keep your fridge stocked by adding extra proteins and sides like garlic bread for your weekly order. Easily change your delivery days or food preferences and skip a week whenever you need. Oh my God, it's incredible.
How easy is that?
Go to HelloFresh.com/ViallFiles80 and use promo code ViallFiles80 to get a total of $80 off your first month, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. Go to HelloFresh.com/ViallFiles80 and use code ViallFiles80 to get a total of $80 off your first month, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Visit HelloFresh.com for more details. Do you have any BTS for us? Like an anecdotal story, just one or five?
Let me think because I have to be so careful.
Did Christine have a nervous breakdown because her neon pink shoe wasn't around and she really wanted her neon green one or something? Because that's amazing.
There have definitely been many a meltdown. I'm just trying to think. Oh gosh, this is why I'm so bad at this show, because I want to stay out of the drama so bad.
But just for fun, Well,
okay. I will give you one.
Okay.
So we're shooting an office scene one day, and this is one of those things that happens behind the scenes you'll never see on camera. But all of a sudden, I go to change into the clothes that we're about to do this shoot in the office that day. And all of a sudden my clothes completely gone. So we had all put our clothes on this rack and everything. And so mysteriously my clothes go missing so that I don't have anything to wear for the next thing. And so it's like stuff like that goes on that you'll never see on camera. It's like, you can't prove it. It's just all of a sudden, mysteriously, everyone else's stuff is there, but
Do you think it was production, or do you think it was one of your castmates?
Knowing what had happened the day prior, I definitely think it was a castmate.
So shady.
I get along really well with all of them.
Who do you think it was?
So.
Who do you think it was? What's your gut tell you?
I feel like if you watch the show, you could make a very educated guess.
Chrissy, do you have a guess?
Well, it's either going to be Christine or what's the one with the dark hair? I can't remember her name. The one with the dark hair that's Christine's friend. The mean one that sells a $75 million house. What's her name?
Oh, the one she gave you some sass about.
Wait, what's her name?
She gave you sass?
No, not you. Me, you.
Yeah.
The one you're talking about. I forgot her name
What's
too.
her name? I can't forget. It's a different name.
She's
you're talking about Davina.
Yeah, Davina.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a fan. But anyway, that's just personal.
Team Krishel.
Krishel and Mary all the way.
Last question before we move on to our next topic about selling Sunset. It seems like I feel like you're the most notable person from the cast. You're on Dancing with the Stars. Everyone wants to talk to Krishel. Do you feel like that pisses off the rest of your castmates?
Not all of them. Some of them are super lovely and supportive, and I would say actually the majority of them are. But yes, it does tend to get really under the skin of one particular person that, it is what it is. Every single time these kind of things happen, or like the promotional material comes out, that's other stuff that happens behind the scenes where meltdowns happen.
Like
where
who's standing in front and who's...
Yeah, whose pictures in the front.
Where it's like, we have no control over that stuff, and it is what it is. But I mean, peace, love,
Everyone's
Buddha.
like, oh my God, Krishel, I love you. And you're like... Yeah.
I love you so much.
I just can't wait for everyone to be living their best life, because then you wouldn't care about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, no. I'm quite certain they will always care about that stuff. In fact, if you were ever out in public, minus COVID, what would be great is if like someone came up to you and be like, oh my God, Krishel, I love you in Selling Sunset, and then handed one of them their phone to take a picture of you too.
Nick, you are bad. Oh my God.
I just want...
happened to you?
Yeah, it happens to Bachelor people all the time.
It does? Oh my goodness.
Ben Higgins, I love you. Nick, can you take our picture?
It hasn't happened to me or Ben, but it's it's and most people are good sports about it. But sometimes it Because like it's weird with Selling Sunset, it's different, right?
Yeah.
There isn't someone who's like been the Bachelor or Bachelorette, and it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, of course, you're all kind of jockeying for a position. It's all new. It blows up, and then everyone's like, wait, I'm the star. That's what can you tease for us? Is there is a season 4? Have they've announced a season 4? Have they not yet?
They haven't done the official announcement. I mean, I think, at this point, I know that it's done better than they ever projected it to do. So I think it's just, I think because of COVID, they're waiting to see, how they're going to go about going back into production. But I would be shocked if they didn't announce it soon. So.
Well, congratulations on all your Selling Sunset success. We're all very excited.
You're like on TV and you're selling stuff and making money at the same time. It's like
what a win!
It's so sweet. It's busy and chaotic, but I love it.
You've obviously been in the news a lot recently because of your recent split from your relationship.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Well, I'll remind you. No. But we obviously talk a lot about relationships on this podcast. And while we don't need to get a lot into kind of the past, you have been vocal even on the show about, how you heard and things like that. And what I am most interested in is, what is your perspective on your dating life now? What have you learned about yourself and relationships? And how are you approaching life going forward as you kind of continue to look for love for the rest of your life?
Oh, what a loaded question. Oh my goodness. I wish I had all these answers, but I will say, I feel like, if I've learned anything, it's just that, going into, any future relationships, I just want to, basically not, I don't know if it, in relationships, I feel like you try and morph and fit into to be the person for them. And I think that it can be a lovely thing, but but then it can also like go bad if you go too far one way. So yeah, totally. I just want to I just want to find a healthy balance where it's two equal partnership, and where two people are both happy, and you're just basically, I guess that's everyone's goal, right? But
sure.
Listen, I don't know, maybe the bar's too high. I just want a guy that is loyal and recycles. Okay, let's lower the bar.
Loyal.
I love that, loyal and recycles.
And recycle. Did Justin not recycle? We want to breaking news.
I mean,
oh my gosh.
And anything else that you learn from the past or you want to see different? There's got to be more than just recycling and loyal.
No, I mean, I certainly, listen, I'm open at this point to, I don't have it figured out. I'm the first person to say that. I haven't been lucky in love. I'm hoping that that's still a possibility, but I think me trying to give any kind of relationship advice would be like trying to sell tank tops to Eskimos at this point. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, sometimes the best relationship advice doesn't come from like an expert. It's more, hey, this is what happened to me. This is what I learned. And this is what I might do different.
Well,
Nick, it's like, hey,
Nick, you can speak on that.
I give relationship advice all the time.
He's got a whole life because of it.
Got a whole podcast giving relationship advice. It's like, listen, this is what I would not have done.
What is your status? Are you speaking from a place of?
I am currently in a cryptic status where I don't like.
See, I like turning the tables. Well, let's make use of it.
Yeah. I'm happy with the way my relationship life has been going.
Oh, you should go into politics is what you should do.
You think so? There are a lot of people who get out of hard breakups and long-term relationships who will be like, I just need to work on me and take a whole year off, or they want to get right back in the saddle, so to speak. Where are you in terms of, are you one of those, are you like ready to get back out there, or are you still kind of getting over the past and just want to focus obviously on Dancing with the Stars? You have a lot of successful things going on with you personally. Are you just been enjoying that, or are you just anxious to find love?
I mean, I will say I definitely feel like the timing of of COVID, you know, right when I kind of felt like, okay, you know, like, let me put myself back out there. It was, you know, then a pandemic happened. So timing wise, I will say I do feel ready. I just, you know, it's not been the ideal situation for, you know, dating life. So now with Dancing with the Stars, you know, we're there constantly. So I don't know how much time I have, but I'm definitely single and ready to mingle.
All right.
So, you know, we'll see what happens.
Any of your castmates try to like set you up? I know they have their guys there.
I feel like I have, yes. I have a few, like in real estate, we'd say I have several leads.
Yeah. What are those leads? Any hot ones?
Oh, I'm gonna take a page out of your book and go
cryptic. Okay.
Yeah.
But you seem optimistic about your love life.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think hopefully I will never lose that. You know, I'm kind of a hopeless romantic. I'll always be optimistic. At least that's what I say now. I don't know. Like, ask me in a few years, but right now I definitely still feel optimistic.
I think optimism is always great. And I don't think it seems like a gift of yours. You're a bright, shiny star. Even through the video, it's charismatic. You should never lose that. A lot has changed, you know, in the dating space. What are your thoughts on DM slides, dating apps, things like that? Is that something you're open to trying out?
Yeah, because there's something about the apps like creep me out a little bit. And so I will say there's something about like my love life being like on Selling Sunset or, you know, being on Dancing with the Stars that I'm kind of putting myself out there in a way where I feel like people are approaching me without me having to, you know, go on any of those apps, which is nice just because I still feel a little scared to venture into that world. So, you know, right now, like I said, it's led to some leads that, you know, seem promising. So we'll see what
Great. Without naming names, what's the most charming DM that you've received in terms of like what they said or, you know, and what's the worst? Like, oh God, this guy. I mean, has it been discouraging or
okay. So the best I would say, sometimes, you know, people send voice notes, which I think is a little charming because then you can hear their voice and it kind of feels a little more personal.
via the DM slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd they say?
You know, just back and forth with you know, like the voice note.
Was that their first one?
No, it didn't start that way.
Okay, that's brave.
The pressed a voice note.
Oh,
and then the worst, I think, was, and I know if I say this, you're going to ask me who. I'm not going to say
I won't ask you who, I promise.
But someone that everyone would know.
Well, now I'll ask you. No.
So are sunsets really for sale? I was like, and then
come on.
Like went, you know, and then I said it was almost like it was, you know, and then it was very awkward interaction. So
I'll one follow-up question to that. Feel free to not answer. Can you, without a name, what industry would this person be in? Are they a reality TV person? Are they a musician, an actor, an athlete?
An actor.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it at that. So our sunsets for sale.
So the title of this episode.
It's so bad. It's like
so
great,
bad.
Like,
but also it should be on a t-shirt that you can sell.
Now, did you respond at all to this person?
I did.
Yeah. Now, so the question is, because like sometimes in a written text, really hard to know if this person's being sarcastic or joking. Maybe they know it's totally corny and weird.
That's what I thought. So I kind of was like, okay, well, and then again, it just kind of was like a car crash. It was like, it was a very awkward interaction. So
it was just
it won't be progressing to voice notes. Let's just put it that
won't be progressing to voice notes.
Well, if you decide you want to reveal who this person is between now and then, like, please let us know.
Okay.
But I won't press you. Before we let you go, Krishel, we want to play a fun game that we play with all of our guests. It's called Do You Know Me? It's real simple. I'm I'm going to ask you some questions. Don't answer right away. Chrissy and I are going to guess the answer to these questions. You can simply answer yes or no. If there's an anecdotal story about your answer, please feel free to share, but no obligation to do so.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you know me with Selling Sunset Krishel? Because sunsets are not for sale. It's so good. Question number 1. Has Krishel sent a selfie to someone in the past 24 hours?
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes, and no shame, regardless.
No shame.
But you're on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Even from production obligation, there might be hey, we just need to see the face. Maybe your makeup artist and your stylist. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
Sharing with her sister what she's doing. Yeah.
Or even just a thirst trap to one of these guys that you're one of these hot leads. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Safe to answer now?
Safe to answer.
Okay, so yes, because my partner and I are it's a secret until the show airs. But we've been taking photos so that when it airs, we're allowed to post. And so we took photos yesterday in our rehearsal space, and I sent them to him.
It was not to one of the hot leads.
I mean,
okay, also to a hot lead. Great.
no. I mean, it was to my partner. He's.
Oh.
It was to my partner.
Are you allowed to
I
answer?
feel like I'm walking in a minefield.
I hope not. You're doing great.
Okay.
Are you allowed to say if your partner's single?
I don't think I can because
that'll narrow it down.
Yeah, it's too.
Well, if they know what they're doing, he is the producers, right? If the producers know what they're doing,
Robert and Kim,
your dancing partner is single.
I plead cryptic.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Does Krishel own a power drill? And we mean the actual drill. She's in real estate.
I think so. Because you've got to hang stuff. You've got to do stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes, too.
It's somewhere in her home. There is a power drill.
You are correct. Yes.
Right. Are you a handy person, Krishel?
I am. In college, I used to help build the sets for the plays that we did. So I'm pretty handy, actually.
That's awesome. Do you other than saying handy, what are some things about you feel like people, this is not part of the game, don't know about you in terms of oh, hi, I'm Krishel, I'm an actor, I'm this, good looking person. What do people get wrong about you in terms of
I can change tire. I feel like, we see, we're living this very glamorous life, but I'm from a really small town in Kentucky. I mean, I can do a lot of stuff like that people wouldn't guess, put up shelves and, change tires and, kind of do all that stuff that I used to have to do. So
have you been often more handier than your partners in relationships?
That has happened several times, actually. I'm always surprised at how many men don't know how to change a tire in LA.
I know how.
Yeah.
Only because I took shop class in high school. I'm from Wisconsin, but I took shop class in high school. Yeah.
And I will say the only thing is sometimes they put the lug nuts on with that machine, so it's just my body. Sometimes it's too hard to not.
You got to give it a kick. You got to stomp on it.
You have to jump up and down.
Yeah, and I've had to do it in class. I mean, not in class. I ran over a pothole and blew my tire and have had to actually execute on what I learned in high school.
Yeah. If you live in LA, I can see why you wouldn't maybe know how, because why would you? You just call a number, they're there. But when you're in the middle of nowhere in the country, you need to know how to change a tire. So
add it to the list. Loyal, recycle, can change a tire.
There you go. Yeah, let's add that to the list.
Question number 3. Can Krishel name 6 states that begin with the letter M? M is in Mary. Yes.
I'm going to say no, because I don't know if I can name 6 states that begin with the letter M.
I'm going to try with you. So
yes.
let's see.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, do you think you can?
Oh, is that 6 is a lot. And I'm on how many? I had 1 coffee. I feel like I'd probably get 5, but I'm gonna go with no.
Let's try.
Okay.
I believe in you. I still want you to get it right.
Okay, let's see. All right. Oh God, this is so much pressure. Okay. Michigan.
Yep. I'm like confirming that it starts with the letter M.
No, appreciate that. We've got Maryland, Minnesota. How many was that? 3. Okay.
You're halfway there.
Let's see. It helps if I start it. What am I missing? A lot, apparently. 3.
You got it.
Yeah.
Shit.
I can think of 2 more. I'm trying.
I can think of 2 more too, but like that's me thinking hard.
Well, see, now I'm underdoing what I even said I could do. And I'm not Googling. It's even though it's tempting. My hands are up here. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I can think of 6.
They're more than 6.
Oh my God, give me a hint.
All right. Mississippi,
Oh, I didn't even think of Mississippi.
Missouri, Maine,
Oh my God, I was born in
Massachusetts. That's 7.
I didn't think of any of those. Montana.
Born in Missouri. How did I not give him?
It's harder than you realize, though.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you just don't remember.
Yeah.
It's too much on the side.
All right.
My brain can't. I'm gonna blame it on the 1 cup of coffee. Sorry.
Question number whatever. Does Krishel prefer Coke or Pepsi? This might be the most important question of the day.
Yes.
Are you a big loyalist to one of the other?
I have a
preference.
I recently was talking to someone who's been in my life a lot recently, and she told me there's no difference, and I hung up on her.
There is 100% difference.
I hung up on her. I called her right back. I said, "Let that be a lesson." No, but I know that did happen. It was a joke, but I did hang up on her. What's your favorite?
Okay, so if I were to drink the actual colas, I probably would pick Pepsi. But I just order a Diet Coke because I'm getting because I always get diet. So I always get Diet Coke, and I haven't had Pepsi in years.
You like Coke?
But I feel like if you wanted that sugar, you'd probably want
Pepsi is sweeter.
But I never drink Pepsi anyway. So if I'm ordering a soda, I'd get Diet Coke.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to drink soda anymore, but Coke is Coke is the best. It's not even
Pepsi's
close.
better.
Oh my God.
So I feel like that wasn't even you know what? You'd have to pick something I really care about or passionate about. I don't really drink soda. I mean, ask me about a cocktail or something like that. And I might have more of
All right. Okay. Last question. Okay. Has Krishel ever peed on the side of the road?
I mean,
what kind of questions are these?
They are random.
They are random. I'm going to say yes, she's a country girl.
Yeah, but with class.
With class.
I feel like no judgment if she has, but I'm going to say she has not.
I'm going to say that she has.
But yeah, growing up.
You've been out in the country?
Road trip,
yeah.
Fuck it.
Does it count as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a kid, yes, I did. As an adult, no.
Either way.
As a kid,
for anyone out there, no shame.
No shame
in the game.
As a kid, your parents are
go.
Yeah, you're in the middle of a road trip, and they just basically say those are your options, and you. But as an adult, no, I have not.
Krishel, this has been a ton of fun. I know you have to get going. Anything else that we haven't talked about you want to cover, that you want to plug? Any houses out there people should look up that you're trying to sell? Any addresses you want to throw out there?
I mean, yeah, I definitely have a couple listings. I mean, what's funny is I don't ever feel like social media actually helps you sell those homes. But
never know. Yes,
if you go to oakgroup.com, I've got 3 listings currently right now that I'm selling. And what else? If you want to do a rematch of your Rumba, come down to the CBS. We'll
talk to the producers.
Up on your
Talk to the producers. I'll get those hips loosened up. Rumba's all about the hips. You really, that's what Max taught me. Max is Peta's husband, who, quite frankly, I fell in love with when I was on that show.
I worked with Max on something once, so
he's a hoot.
He's funny.
Yes. And also invite, I mean, I just bought the house, and as this episode drops, I will be literally moving in. But any advice for me as a new time homeowner?
That's so exciting. So I would have had questions, but you've already done it. You're ready to, like, you're done deal, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would just say, obviously you're gonna, keep everything. You got your insurance plan, your home warranty, all of that stuff.
Got it all.
Make sure, you do the fire, the earthquake, all of that. You did all that, right?
I'm good
Okay,
to go there.
people forget that part, and they don't register their appliances. Just little, there's nothing.
Ooh, I don't know if I've registered my appliances.
Well, because if you don't, if they're all new, then, that's the warranty. Would you call it a bachelor pad?
It very much could be laid out that way if you want to. I'm going to go for more of art gallery kind of like vibe look to it. I specifically, when I'm like buying new furniture for it, like I'm going out of my way to make sure it doesn't look like a bachelor pad. I want it to look like an actual adult lives there. It might have like a woman's touch to it, regardless if there is one involved or not. But like not where like, yeah, here's a guy, he bought the house.
Here's his leather couch.
Definitely, yes. Here's his leather couch.
Here's his black leather couch.
Like I'm gonna have a couple like clear, I got my man chair that I'm getting, which is a really cool. It's a green chair. It's cool, but a lot of it is. I like to say tastefully elegant and modern. So we'll see. But feel free to critique me if you want. If you're like fucking sucks and you should have me.
I'm sure it's great.
Krishel, thanks so much. Best of luck on Dancing with the Stars. We're rooting for you. I know Bachelor Nation is excited to see Caitlin. Have you talked to Caitlin at all?
I love Caitlin. Yes, her and I had been Instagram friends already. And so her and I have definitely talked. We're hopeful, it's so weird with the COVID thing, but we were talking about maybe getting together for a socially distanced glass of wine. So I'm looking forward to that. She is the best. I'm rooting.
She's great. Don't get too close because she's definitely competition in the sense that she's a good dancer. You're both pretty women, like other characters are going to have different, like you guys might be sharing votes, I guess is what I'm kind of saying, so don't get too close. Maybe, keep your enemies close. I mean, if you want to be,
but maybe her clothes will go missing.
Yeah. Steal her clothes, take a note out of like one of your, maybe like call some of your castmates, be like, hey, I'm not like as terrible as you, but what would I do in this situation?
Should I steal her shoes so she can't dance?
Yeah. All right. Well, best of luck. Congratulations on all your success and as well as your love journey that you're on. We're all rooting for you, and may he recycle and be faithful.
Thank you so much. So fun. Thanks, guys.
All the best to you. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, and also thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for Krishel. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Send us your 5-star reviews. All that jazz. We will see you back on Monday for an amazing episode of Ask Nick. Be sure to check us out. And as always, see you next time.